Hello and welcome to War Thunder with Casual Gaming Union. So this is my first proper upload. The others have been tests really above anything else, so I've decided to make my first video on this game. If you haven't heard of War Thunder, it's essentially a mechanised combat game, I guess, based set during World War II. The game started with just a few planes, and the creators of the game have since added tanks, which has actually complemented it very well. It works really well. It's a lot better now. I found the planes were just a bit dry, not much really happened. But with planes, with tanks, it sort of adds an extra element. They're more fun to play in than planes as well. And they also plan on adding ships, which will be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, this is the hangar. This is where you can view your tanks and planes, and I'm assuming when they add it, ships. This is research. This is where you research new tanks, and I'm currently working on the Jeopard, which is sort of a it's a rapid fire sort of a anti-aircraft gun, which I'll show you now quickly. Obviously it isn't a tank. It's a half track with a anti-aircraft gun on. But yeah, this is the game. It's quite nice looking. And you go around and shoot tank. This isn't actually the in-game online feature. This is testing the tanks you might want to get. And these are sort of AIs that don't really do anything. So yeah, let's get into the game, I guess, and I'll show you a bit of it. So this is now online in game. You get 3 lives. You get to choose which tanks you use in them lives. I'm going to go for my Panzer IIIL because it's probably my favourite, along with the Marder III at the moment. I haven't got very high-end tanks. The aim is obviously to capture the objective and hold it from the enemy. The game itself is fairly realistic. I say as I knock down a pylon. The tanks, the shells have penetration, maximum penetration through the armour of the enemy tanks, and you can. Each tank has sort of its ammo piles inside, its crew members and whatnot. Engine, fuel tanks, and the fuel tanks, the ammo, are both where you want to be aiming really. They'll explode and kill everyone inside. If you want to stop it, you obviously hit the engine or possibly the transmission, and if you just want to sort of knock everyone out, you just have to sort of hope the shell splits and kills everyone or knocks everyone out in the tank. Now, these blue tanks, are on my team. The green one on the mini-map, and with the name over there, is on my squad. The game pairs you with a random person if you're not on a squad when you join. And the red ones on the mini-map, and sort of around, are enemies. Now, the little cross in the centre is going different colours. Green is when it's most likely to penetrate their armour, red is it's unlikely to penetrate, and yellow is sort of it's possible but it's quite likely to glance off the armour. Now you have to be a bit careful because it is reasonably realistic. I mean, it's not like armor, where a single shot can kill you. It can do on the higher end game modes, but I'm on the basic game modes because I'm a scrub. Can't seem to penetrate his armor. There we go. Kill everyone. Got him. Just like to say I'm doing quite well in this game. I never do this well. I'm quite lucky. Yeah, well, I'm not doing an awful lot to him. Let's try some armor piercing rounds. Okay, let's go back to standard rounds. Let's try that round. Accidentally. Critical hit. Awesome. So as you can see in the top right, that's the game showing me what damage I'm doing. That was a critical hit. That was another critical. So my people are now getting knocked unconscious, so I'm going to want to reverse out. This is quite loud, I'm going to have to turn it down in a sec. Just like that. Yeah, that's really loud. Let's turn that down a bit. Shouldn't be really loud. There we go. So I'm gonna go for the Marder, show you what the Marder is. Marder's an open back and top anti-tank gun, a tank hunter. So it's got like no armor, but a massive gun compared to what a tank usually carries. So its shells can go through most basic armor. In fact, almost all of it. And I really like it. A lot of people don't because they're not actually great. You have to sort of snipe with them, I guess. Otherwise, you're in the enemy's range and they can just shoot straight through you, which obviously is not ideal. attacks from somewhere. Oh, Lady of the Sky. Critical hit, but not a kill. So, oh, there we go. So he's down. Let's go for someone else. There we go. Got him. So that destroys him. So what I may not have explained is the cross will shows where your shell will land. The smaller circles where the barrel's aiming, and the big circles where you're looking. Now, the shell won't go where you aim directly because there's gravity and bullet drop and whatnot. Yeah, so you need to sort of adjust for that, and on the harder game modes it doesn't give you the cross, so you can't tell A, whether your shell's going to penetrate, how well it's going to penetrate, and B, how much drop you need to put on it. The cross doesn't show how much lead you need to put on it for moving targets. That's something you've got to work out in all game modes, but that's not too hard, I don't think. Yeah, now these are just your different ammo types you can choose. I prefer standard and high velocity ammo. Don't like explosive. I don't find it very useful. Only time it's useful really I find is when you've got open back and open top guns, tanks, because you can take out the crew in one shot, which sometimes you can do with standard ammo anyway. Yeah. There are planes around, there we go, there's some. Planes you can be, they're not great, I don't think. But they're good for just irritating ground forces. A lot of people, when you become a plane in game, it's usually because, I think it's always because a air battle has turned up, and you have to join it in game. Now, air battles last a certain amount of time, and once they end, you just go back to being your tank. So, a lot of people, what they do is near the end of their life, their air battle, they'll just they'll just kamikaze and fly straight at their target. Which is a pain. I had it happen to me earlier actually, but it happens regardless. Now my engine's gone, so I'm just rolling. I'm going to apply the brakes at some point now, so that I can start repairing. That tree's really annoying. This is the artillery. Let's do that.
The artillery is on the position. Roger that. Artillery, fire!
I knocked out his gunner. Right, yeah, so that's that. We're going to lose here by miles. They're going to win. This is the beginner German tank, I think. Sort of got a 20mm cannon, I think, that's fairly rapid fire. Yeah, that's War Thunder. Thank you for watching. See you next time.